My name is Nancy, and this is a strength and stretch class. Today you will need a strap, 2 sets of weights. I'm using 5s and 8s, but you know if you've been lifting or not, maybe 3s and 5s, or if you want to go a little heavier, you're welcome to do that. A tennis ball and 2 blankets or towels. Also an option of a bolster or a pillow if you choose to. So we just start with a warm-up, and if you find yourself against the wall, putting your heels against the wall first and then your glutes. And then see if you can get your shoulders there. And when you get your shoulder blades against the wall, you might have to walk your feet away a little bit. And also try to roll your shoulders back and down. And then, what about the back of your head? Without tilting your chin up, can the back of your head touch the wall? Maybe, maybe not. Tucking your chin and keeping your head off the wall if your head doesn't reach. And then noticing the natural curve in your spine and the natural curve behind your neck. Your neutral cervical spine position. And bringing your arms into cactus, trying to get your elbows and the backs of your hands on the wall. They may or may not reach. It's all good. Wherever you're at, you're starting where you're at today. And wherever you're at is good enough. So try pushing your fingertips up towards the sky. And then drawing your elbows down. I forgot to mention you'll need a sturdy chair. Push your fingertips up and your elbows down, and just notice where they want to go, if it's easy, if it's hard, if your body is resisting. If you do it a couple times, how does it feel? And then straightening your arms down next to your body, your palms face away from you. And if you stand as upright as you can, this is your upright posture if you were standing against the wall. Palms forward, knees not locked, but straight. Your upright posture. And try a little snow angel, going slow, bringing your arms all the way out and up and over your head. Maybe your hands come away from the wall, maybe they don't, and then bring your hands back down. And just go slow and notice if the movement is hard or where the movement is hard. Is it hard to get over your head, out to the side, down? And does it become any easier as you make the movement? It may not. Next time your arms are down, just leaving them down. Step away from the wall and see if you can keep that upright posture. Ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles lined up with each other. Then turn your palms forward. Notice how your arms hang. Like, do they go straight to your side or are they away from your body? Mine hang away from my body. We're all a little bit different here. Okay. Turn and face the wall. You're going to put your hands flat on the wall, your arms shoulder height. And then keeping your body in that upright posture, bend your elbows and lean in towards the wall and then push away. So you end up doing your wall push-ups. Just bending your elbows, leaning in. So not bending at the neck, not bending at the shoulders, the hips, the waist. Keeping that straight, upright posture the whole time, pushing in and out. Just getting a little bit of a warm-up here. Try 4 more. Good, and then stay there. Keep your hands on the wall. You can lean in a little or step away a little if you want to, but take your right foot back, put your heel down, and bend your left knee. So you're going to get a bit of a calf stretch. Still look at the wall. You might want to look down. That just might be your natural tendency. And then we've been practicing a little bit with the calf stretch, trying to get deeper into the soleus. So if you're in your calf stretch, just slightly bend that right knee and see if you can feel more muscle and soft tissue in the back side of your lower leg. And then you're going to step together, step your left leg back, put your heel down, bend your right knee, and lean in as much as your body will allow you to. Not so much that you feel like you might hurt yourself, because your body will naturally relax and try to protect you if it thinks it's going to hurt. And then softly, just a tiny bit, bend that left knee and see if you can get a bit deeper. And stepping together. Good, you can come back to your spot if it's not near a wall. Coming back to your spot, standing in your mountain pose, so your upright posture without the wall behind you. And you're going to roll your ankles in and feel the inner edge of your foot, your heel, your ball mound, and then flatten your foot. And then roll your ankles out, so feel the outer edge of your foot, the ball mound, and your heel, and then flatten. We're going to practice footwork with the tennis ball today, but let's do a pre-assessment for balancing. And you're welcome to use the back of your chair if you choose to, or you could use the wall. And then we're going to do tennis ball work, and then we're going to test ourselves again. So if you're standing next to a wall or the chair, we're going to shift the weight into your right leg by crossing your left ankle over your right. And then if you can, stay here or slide the ankle above your knee. Your hand could be on your hip, on the chair, both hips, over your heart. You're going to try to keep your right knee over your ankle and just sit back. Bend at the knee, but sit back through your hips, a standing figure 4. And you can hold the chair or not. Pay attention to how your balance feels. Engage your core. How does your steadiness feel? And then slowly come up and stepping down. And we're going to do the other side. You might switch sides on your chair. Your body weight's going to be in your left leg by bending your right knee across your ankle. And you can stay here with your toe tapped down if you want, or try to bring your ankle above your knee. And then this left ankle is going to stay left knee is going to stay right over your ankle, and just sit back. Sit back with your hips. You can hold the chair. You can choose your arm variation. Sitting back and noticing. And you could also notice before we even start, does one side feel steadier than the other? And then slowly come up here and step down. Okay, finding your tennis ball. Before we start on either side, let's get symmetrical. Standing in your mountain pose as if you were against the wall. Your upright posture. Notice your right side, notice your left side. How does it feel? And then you're going to place the tennis ball under your right heel. Your right toes are down. Soften your right knee and step back with your left leg and soften that knee a little bit. Keep your arms straight on that right upper thigh so that you can keep your spine nice and straight rather than rolling over. Press your heel into the tennis ball. Right toes are down, knees are soft, spine is straight. And slowly come up and shift the ball so it's at the front half of your heel. So it's right between your heel and your instep, and put your right toes down again, and then press the front of your heel into the tennis ball. And slowly coming up again, and then noticing the ball, or putting the ball under your instep. You could roll it a little bit and see where you want to press on your instep. If right in the middle it works for you, good. Otherwise, if you feel like a spot there will be more beneficial, do that. Your toes are up, your heels are up, so you're not going to press as hard. You're just going to be gentle and press your instep into the tennis ball. And then slowly come up again. You move the tennis ball to underneath the ball mound of the right foot. Now you can put your right heel down, soften both knees, and push the ball mound into the tennis ball. Your footwork is so important to your posture, flexibility, balance. Strength is to help you through your strength work, giving you a solid base, giving you steadiness. And then slowly come up, and then move the ball so it's under your toes. And you can spread your toes on the ball. If you need to use your fingers, do that. They may not spread. You're trying to get the big toe and the little toe on the ball. It's okay if it's not. It's just something that you can strive for. And then push your toes into the ball. And then slowly come up there. And then taking your mountain pose again. Upright posture, shoulders back and down, palms face forward. Check in with your right side. How does your right foot feel? All the way up through your hips. If you want to put your hand on your hip tip, you can. Maybe you feel benefit further up, not just stopping in your leg. Maybe your foot feels warmer or flatter or wider. Maybe your leg feels more at ease. And maybe you don't feel any difference. But try to think about what it feels like. And okay, and we're going to do the left side. So you're going to put the tennis ball under the left heel. Toes down, left toes down. Both knees soft, right leg is back. And then with straight arms, hold your spine straight, pressing into that upper thigh. And release that. Shift the ball to the front of the heel, still putting your left toes down, softening both knees, and press the front of the heel into the ball. Slowly coming up, and then shift the ball under your instep, and you can roll it around a little bit and see if you think one part of your instep would be more helpful than another, or just trying it to see what it feels like. But your heels and toes are up, and be gentle, just gentle against your ball mound or your instep. And release that, and now you're bringing the ball underneath your ball mound, and you can put your heel down so it's kind of like a kickstand. Soften your knees and press the ball mound into the ball. Releasing that, slide the ball underneath your toes. Try to spread your toes as best you can and press your toes into the ball. All right, release that and come back to your mountain pose. So you're standing with your upright posture, ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles lined up, palms face forward. And then notice how your left side feels. From your tip of your toes, you could always try to go up and see how you feel down over the top of your head. Can you notice anything different? And again, compare your sides, How does one side feel versus the other? One side might feel longer, one might feel stronger, one might feel steadier. All right, and then release that observation. We're going to go back and retest, post-assess how the balance works. So shifting your weight into your right leg by crossing your left ankle over your right. Either keep your kickstand down or bring your ankle above your knee. Your right knee stays over your ankle, you're just sitting back. You can use the edge of your chair. You could have hands over heart, hands on hips. If you want a more challenge, come into cactus arms or bring your arms next to your ears. And how does this feel compared to before we worked through the feet? Do you feel steadier? Does your foot feel more even or flatter? I don't know. You have to decide what words work for you. Slowly come up and then switch sides. So you're going to be crossing your right ankle over your left. Keep it down or bring it above your knee. Your left knee stays over your ankle and set your hips back. And then you can use the chair, your hips, find your arm variation. And as you go to the second side, you look at it as an individual if you can, individual side, but then you can also compare, does this side feel different than your other side? And then slowly come up. Good, and stepping down. So let's go into, get one heavy weight. We'll do a couple of strength exercises to work with your balance. You're going to take your feet wide. So your feet are going to be wide. You're going to keep those ankles over your knees and sit your bottom back, just like we were doing at the chair. So sitting back into a wide squat. Your torso isn't going to be vertical, but it's going to stay upright, so you can kind of look out and down in front of you. You're not bending at the waist. You have a nice wide squat, and we're going slow, so you can actually sit a little lower. Put your body weight in your heels and raise your toes. All right, now we're going to go down and straighten your arms between your knees, bend your elbows and stand up. Sink down into a squat, straighten your elbows, bend your elbows and stand up. Sit back, straighten, bend, stand up. How do your feet feel? Sit back, straighten, bend. Don't forget to work your core. Engage your core. 2 more like this and then I'll add on. All right, sit back, straighten, bend, press over your head. Bring your weight back to your chest. Sit back, straighten, bend, press up and over. 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 Try 2 more. Getting your whole body warmed up here. Good. And then safely bend at the knees and put your weight down. Let's take your hands to your hips. You can have your chair nearby if you want to. So your feet are steady. Lifting your right knee. Shift your weight into your left leg. So you're lifting your right knee, single leg stand. How does that balance feel? And then starting with your heel, push your heel behind you. You can hinge at your hips a little bit if you want to, but your heel's pushing behind you. How does that balance feel? Engage your core, push through your heel. What about this left foot? And then slowly come back to standing. We're going to shift the weight into the right leg by bending your left knee. And if you want, lift your knee, or you could keep your toes down. Steadiness, gauge your steadiness. And then push through your heel, extend your leg behind you, stay there or hinge a little at your hips, and notice how that feels. All right, and then bring your feet together. Good, roll your shoulders back and down. I would start with one of your lighter weights, just one, for this first set of strength. So we're going to, I'll face you here. You're going to step forward, heel, ball, toe, bend your front knee, bend your back knee, and press off. Step forward, heel, ball, toe, bend your front knee, bend your back knee, and step off. And you're trying to make your knees steady. So using your muscles to make your knees steady, you're stopping your knee over your ankle, and you want your knee pointing in the same direction as your toes. We're going slow here because I'm adding on. Now step out and extend your arms in front. Push off, bring your hands back to your chest. Step out, reach out, step back, step out, reach out. Trying to keep your hips steady, your knees steady. Notice how much your core can help you with this. Trying to make each movement the best movement you can make. Now we're going to slow down even more. Step out here, reach out, rotate over your front thigh, come back to center, and step back in. Step out, reach out, rotate, come back in. Step out, reach out, rotate, come back in. Trying to be steady. Make your rotation through your torso. And don't judge yourself. This is balance too. These single leg lunges have a lot to do with balance because you're in a split stance now rather than having your feet next to each other. Try 4 more wherever you're at. That's 2 on each side. You look good. All right, when you're finished your 4, safely put your lighter weight down. Pick up heaviers. We're going to isolate a muscle group now. So rather than doing compound movement right now, we're going to isolate your biceps. So stand with your feet hip width apart or wider. Wider is steadier. You choose. Turn your palms forward, have your elbows right at your ribs. So you're going to lift the weight towards your shoulders and then lower the weight down towards your thighs without shifting your elbows back and forth. They're bending, your elbows are bending, but they're not shifting. Engage your core. And we're just going to try lifting and lowering. When you lift, don't lift so high that the resistance goes away. And when you lower, don't lower so low that the resistance goes away. So you're going to keep a little bit of distance between the weights in your body. Try 4 more here. Your knees are straight, not locked. All right, and then roll your shoulders back and down. So we're going to make a compound movement. You can go lighter weights if you choose, but it's going to be with the lunge and with the bicep curl. So if you step forward with your lunge and push off just to let your body know what it's doing, and then you set your elbows up, and as you step forward, lift your weights, and then lower your weights. Lift your weights and lower your weights. 8 more, 4 on each side. And then when you're finished, roll your shoulders back and down. Let the weights carry your arms long. So if you're just standing there and your weights are carrying your arms long, can you feel lengthening on the top of your shoulders? Maybe. Maybe the sides of your neck. Maybe not. But you just, if without checking, we just don't know, right? So step right foot back, put your heel down, bend your left knee, bring your weights right by your chest, elbows stay behind your back this time. You're going to straighten your arms, bend your elbows. That's the only thing that happens. Your calf is stretching, but you're not moving it to stretch. Everything stays still except the bending and straightening of your arms, and your triceps are working the hardest when you're straightened. See if you can feel the upper back arm. Shoulders away from ears. You're still keeping your body pretty straight there. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. All right, and then relax. Roll your shoulders back and down. We did a wide squat, so now maybe bring your feet shoulder width apart or a little wider if you choose to. And you're going to sit back, lift your toes, and stand up. Sit back, lift your toes, stand up. Now adding on to this, bend your elbows, elbows behind your back, sit back, toes are lifted, straighten your arms, bend your arms, stand up. Now your knees, you want to still keep them over your ankles as best you can. Sit back, straighten, bend, stand up. Sit back, straighten, bend, stand up. Good, try 4 more of those. Beautiful. Then as you're standing hip width or a little wider than hip width apart, step your left leg back. So we get an even stretch on the calves and the back. Bend your right knee, lean forward a little, your body's still straight, and your weights are on either side of your thigh. Lift your elbows above your back and lower. Lift and lower. So as you lift, try to squeeze your shoulder blades together, and as you lower, notice how the space between your shoulder blades gets wider. Your neck, you need to keep it relaxed. It might want to crank in there and start doing some of the work for you. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, and then step together. Roll your shoulders back and down. So taking a wide stance, you might need to turn sideways on your mat depending on what floor you're standing on. Point your knees and toes towards the corners of the room or the corners of your mat, and then go low. You want to avoid rolling in, so avoid rolling in on your foot or your knee. So keeping your feet flat. Find all 4 corners, the inner and outer sides. Your knees point in the same direction as your toes. And then stay there. Try to go an inch lower. And then we're going to go that inch lower and an inch up, and an inch lower and an inch up. An inch lower and an inch up. So your torso is staying upright as best you can, and you're just pulsing down for that inner thigh. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay low. All right, so from low, try lifting your right heel, then your left heel, and then your right heel, and then your left heel. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How do you think that worked with your ankles and your feet? And then slowly straighten, keep your legs wide. We're going to finish off back here. I call these notch biceps, so we're actually going to be working at the back. So come into like you're about to do a half bicep curl here. And then as you bend your knees, pull your elbows behind you and squeeze your shoulder blades. As you straighten your knees, relax the weights back out in front. So bend, pull behind you, straighten in front. Bend, pull behind you, straighten in front. Bend back, straighten front. Bend back, straighten front. 4 more. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Those retracting your shoulder blades, those muscles are going to help you keep your posture upright and help you keep from rounding your shoulders. All right. Release your weights. Heel toe yourself in. Good. Bend at your knees and hips and safely put your weights down. And pick up your lower weights. You can keep heavier if you want to, but we're working shoulders, so shoulders, you can sometimes work a little more with a lighter weight. The first thing we're going to do is work the anterior delts, and you're going to try not to shift your body in any way, but just lift your weights, shoulder height only, and down. Wrist stays straight. Notice how much your core works. Lift it up and down, and up and down. Lift it up and down, and up and down. You can do one arm, then the other. That's fine. Just slow and controlled. Try to see if your neck is helping you out and relax it out. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, safely put one weight down, bending at the knees. Now we're going to work balance, little glute and outer thigh, and shoulder. So put your weight in your left hand. Your right hand can be on your hip. With your right leg, kick to the side through your heel. So you're kicking and stepping, kicking and stepping. And then go slow, because we're going to add in. You're going to try to lift your opposite arm at the same time as you lift your leg. Try to keep your core solid. Try to keep your hips from going out to the side. Just things to think about. So now we're working the lateral middle delt. Kicking through your heel will help work you can work your inner thigh, bringing yourself in, but your glute minimus medius. 4 more. 4, 3, and you're shifting your weights, that weight bearing that we're working towards. All right, and move the weight to the other side. Roll your shoulders back and down. Your left hand on your hip, and then just try to kick through your left heel to lift your leg to the side. And then once you have that movement down, rotating your opposite arm. We're going to try to do 8 from here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, and then just relax that. Roll your shoulders back and down. Safely put the weight down. And find your chair and your strap. And so in your chair, and have your lighter weights near your chair that you can reach them. And in your chair, you're going to sit in the front half of your chair. Find your sit bones. Get your knees over your ankles and your toes pointing straight forward. So let's just try the standing. When we did the balancing with figure 4, let's try a seated figure 4. So cross your right ankle over your left. And you can stay there or pull your ankle up above your knee. Okay, so just hinging at your hips, not rounding your back or your neck. Lean forward. So this would be a seated version of what we did standing. Balance-wise, not so bad because we got our booties on the chair, but feel it stretch-wise. And feel it with the muscles that you've just worked and warmed up and strengthened. And then slowly come up, place that foot down, and cross your left ankle over your right. Keep it down if you choose, or lift your ankle above your knee. Sit up tall, and either stay here or lean forward. Maybe get a nice stretch through your back, through your glutes, hamstrings. We're all a little bit different, and each day we come to the mat a little bit different from ourselves than we were the day before or than we will be tomorrow. And then slowly come up and put your foot down. Then find your strap. You're going to get your strap and place your arms out in front of your chest with your hands maybe 6 inches apart. And then inhale your arms up as high as you can, next to your ears if you can. And then exhale and bring your hands back in front of your chest. Try that again. Inhale up without swaying your body back and forth. Exhale down. Now inhale up and hold it. And this time exhale, side bend to the right. Keep both sit bones down. Come back to center. Side bend to the left. Inhale center. Side bend right. And center. And left. Try one more time each way. Using your obliques to lengthen. Your obliques are lengthening, but use your obliques to help pull yourself back up again. Good. And then you can relax your arms. And then you're going to take your strap in front of your chest again and move your hands shoulder width apart, or maybe about a foot. We're going to try to open up your chest and shoulders, and inhale your arms next to your ears. You're creating resistance by doing this. Bend your elbows, bring the strap to the top of your head. And either leave it there, or without moving your chin or your back, can you move your elbows back at all? And try to slide the strap behind your head. If you're shaking, that's good. If you're not shaking, it's still good. But shaking doesn't represent something that's not right. It just means you're letting go of something that's been held in. And slowly come up and relax. Roll your shoulders or your ear towards your shoulders, whatever your body feels like it needs to do. And then bring your strap up again. This time, make it maybe 2 feet apart. And then we're going to inhale your arms next to your ears. Bend your elbows, put the strap on the top of the head, and staying here is good enough. If you want to try to move your elbows back without moving anything else in your body, and lower the strap, try it. We're thinking front of shoulders and chest. Release your neck if it's caught up in this somehow. And then slowly come up and release that. We only got 2 more. Okay. And then arms in front. Take your arms maybe 3 inches wider on each side. And inhale up, and this time don't bend your elbows, but try to keep them straight and lower the strap behind you. So now you're getting a different location in front of your shoulders. Still, hopefully, your chest is opening some. And just take a couple breaths. And then slowly come up and down. You got 1 more like this. So here you are. The strap is in front, and take your finger or hands maybe 3 inches wider on each side. And try that 1 more time. Inhale, arms over your head, or strap over your head. And then if you can lower it behind you at all. Take a couple breaths here. Notice where you feel the lengthening or the resistance or the tightening. And then slowly come up and relax that. So heel toe, since we're in the chair, let's go ahead and heel toe yourself to the right so that your right thigh is on the chair. And then drop your other knee. So you can keep your knee here, or if you want to put your strap around your foot or your ankle, and then you can try to draw your heel towards your glutes, and you could also try to push that knee back a little bit, opening up your hips and your quadriceps. And just find your breath here. Notice if you feel anything releasing or letting go, or maybe you just feel the constant stretch. And then relax that. Go ahead and heel toe yourself forward, and we're going to switch to the other side. So you're going to have that one thigh on your chair, your other knee dropped, and you can stay there, or you could actually grab your foot with your hand if you want to, but I think you get more range of motion using a strap. It's up to you. Then you can pull your heel toward your glute, but you could also push that knee away. And finding your slow breath. And then releasing that. Good. Okay, so you can move your chair off to the side. We're going to get on the floor, but bring with you whatever you're going to do for a chest stretch. So you could use a foam roller, you could use a bolster, you could use your blankets or towels. You could use nothing at all, but just make sure that that's all within reach. So we're going to lay down and have one heavy weight within reach too, because I would really like to do pullovers for our breath work today. And then we'll go right into abs. So have a blanket or towel folded up to put under your head. That way your chin is going to be lower than your nose. It's going to help you out there. So you're going to lay down, your head on the blanket. Bend your knees, place your feet down. And then your arms go straight in front of your chest, and then just be careful in this one not to crank your wrists back and forth. So you want your wrist to be solid. And then as you inhale, reach your arms next to your ears as best you can. And as you exhale, pull your belly in, your ribs in. You can kegel if you want and lift the weight up in front of your chest. Inhale, fill your lungs fullest to the capacity you can, and then exhale, pull everything in. You can exhale forcefully through your mouth if you want to get more benefit. Inhale, big breath in, fill your lungs. Exhale, pull your belly in, Pull your ribs in, Kegel, lifting your arms up over your head. If they don't go over your head, that's okay. Just take them wherever they can go. But still try to do the full breath in, and then pulling your belly in and pulling your ribs in, and come up. Inhale, arms up, and come up. Let's try 6 more. These are slow. Slow and control is where you want to be, to work harder, to have better quality of your form. When you're finished your 6, just bringing your elbows down and slightly roll onto one side to put your weight down so you don't torque through your elbow or your shoulders. And stack your hands behind your head and let your elbows drop to the side so they're down as close to the floor as they can be. And if your head is on something, that actually gives them extra space to stretch if you want. Think about your hip tip through your ribs. These muscles are the ones that you're going to work to lift your shoulders. The rest of your shape stays the same. So the only movement that you see is your shoulders lifting and lowering, and you're using your belly to lift and lower your shoulders, just warming that up. 8. Exhale up. Inhale down if you want to go with the breath. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. And then release that. Head in your hands, elbows open. And take a breath in, and as you exhale, bend your right knee into tabletop. 90 degrees at the knees, 90 at the hips. Inhale, lift your left leg into tabletop. And while you're here, just notice between your hip tips that your transverse abdominals are working as well. And you can stay here. That's enough to work. And I would rather you stay here if you feel your back trying to lift off the ground. You're trying to push it into the ground. So tapping your right toe down, but keeping your knee at 90 degrees. So you're not bending your knee, you're keeping your knee at 90 degrees. You're just kind of reaching out and tapping alternate toes down. Engage your core. So if your back is rocking up and down, either stop tapping and hold your tabletop in your legs, or press your back towards the floor. Otherwise, we're trying to strengthen your core to be strong enough to support that natural curve in your spine that we were feeling in the beginning of class when we stood up against the wall. We're going to do 4 more, 2 on each side. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your knees into your chest. Give them a squeeze. Let your back relax. Notice if you brought your back into that. Maybe your back has a little tension now. All right. Bring your legs back into tabletop. Extend your right leg so it's straighter. Now, if your back if you have any issues with your back, you could bring your leg up towards the sky or keep it in tabletop. Otherwise, you're going to extend it. And then take your right hand, put it behind your left thigh or on your left shin. Either keeping your head down and neck down, or use this band to lift your shoulders. Pull your left knee in towards your chest and switch hands and legs. Pull your right knee in, right hand, left knee, pull in, left hand to the right, pull in, pull in. If your neck and head bother you, lower them down and re-engage your core. If your neck and head are working, your core is working less. So you want your core to be working as much as it can while you're trying to do this. So let's do 4 more. 3 more. 2 more, and 1 more. All right, relax your neck, your head, your arms. Now bring your knees into your chest. Notice how you feel. Try to extend your legs up towards the sky. Put your heels together, your toes apart, and point your ankles. So it's like you're pointing your toes, but you don't have to hold your toes in like a ballerina point or anything. So your heels are together. That's going to zip up and help you to work your inner thighs while you're doing this. Turn your palms up towards the sky. Your shoulder blades flatten into the mat. With your heels staying together, make a circle to the right. Now, it doesn't have to be big, just a circle to the right. Notice how much your core is working. And when you finish that circle, reverse it and go to the left. So you're going to circle to the left and go back and reverse it and circle right. Try to do this, here's an interesting try, without pushing through the back of your head or your neck. And if you want to leave your elbows down but move your hands to your abdomen, you could see how much your abs are really working in order to do this movement, this little circle with your heels together. Let's try 2 more, 1 more each way. And then bending your knees, pulling your knees in towards your chest, give your knees a squeeze. Plant your feet on the mat, turn your palms back up towards the sky again, and inhale center. And as you exhale, lower your knees to the left and look to the right. And inhale your way back to center. Exhale, lower your knees to the left and look to the right. Come back through center. Lower your knees. Look in the opposite direction. Come back through center. Lower your knees. Right, look left. 1 more each direction. Just kind of shaking it out, letting your body loosen up a little bit, your spine. All right. Now you can either roll onto your side to sit up, or you can hold on to your thighs and rock up. And we're going to set up for your chest stretch. If you're using a foam roller, you're going to sit on one end of the roller, on the very, very end, and lay down so that the roller is underneath your spine. Put something underneath your head, like a blanket or a towel, and turn your palms up to the sky. If you're using a bolster, you're not going to sit on the bolster like the foam roller. You're sitting on the foam roller. The bolster, you're sitting on the mat, and then you lower your spine on top of the bolster, and then put something under your head, and turn your palms up to the sky. Knees are bent. And then if you're using blankets and towels, you're going to roll one blanket up and turn it sideways on your mat. So that's where your shoulder blades are going to go. Then you're going to take your other blanket and put it where your head would be. And then when you lay down, your shoulder blades are on that roll and your head is on the folded blanket. Turn your palms to the sky, your knees are bent. Try making sure that your chin is lower than your nose, whichever option you chose. And then slow your breath down. So you're just going to try to take a long, slow breath in and a long, slow breath out. You're giving your body a minute to take the benefit from your hard work, but giving your body a minute to let go of any of the tension or stress that it still needs to let go of. your mind is running to that to-do list or running to something that you're worried about, just try to bring it back to your breath and bring it back to your body. You can notice how your body feels having done this work. Because just for this minute, while you're in this chest stretch, you're okay, everything's okay. Slowing down. And if you're on the foam roller, you're going to think of which side you're going to lower your hip to the floor with. So lower your hip to the floor, and then any of the postures we were just in, you can roll onto your side. And go slow. Don't lose the benefit of your rest. You're going onto your side, and then using your hands and arms, pushing yourself back up into a comfortable seat. And you can sit on your bolster or your blanket. I want to thank you for coming together today as a community. Thank you so much. And thank you for understanding that we need to get stronger and have more resilience, and it's easier when we're helping each other out. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. And may you live in peace. Namaste.